All right, everybody. Week 2 of the box score. We are live tonight. Connor with Aidan, Jack, and Remo. We had a big week around the NFL this week, week 7. Hard to believe that it's week 7 already, but we're going to start off with last night's game, the Rams and the Bears. Not really close as the Rams blew them out 24-10. Guys, it was a nice week for football. What do we think of last night's game?
Well,
I think Aidan should start off since he decided to pick the Bears.
all right, fine. Yeah, Aidan, let's hear what you got to say about your Bears.
Look, I'll admit the Bears did not play well, but I'm going to stick with what I said. I think the Rams are still pretenders. I think it was a battle of the pretenders, and Nick Foles just didn't cut it last night. He played that garbage. I didn't expect him to play like that.
I'm going to have to stop. How could the Rams be pretenders with their coaching staff and the way their defense has been playing?
You think the Bears are pretenders, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming you think the Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, and
listen, I'm sorry they got plagued with playing the
right?
NFC East.
You think they're pretenders as well, correct? The Rams have only beaten pretenders. How can you sit here and say they're Super Bowl contenders or even like going to win their division?
So just because I can't help what their schedule is.
But they could be 6-0, 7-0. They could have beaten the 49ers. They didn't. You said yesterday on last podcast that the Patriots would beat the 49ers. You did not think the 49ers were very good, yet the 49ers beat the Rams.
You can't use that argument with these teams beating these teams. It doesn't work like that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying your thought process. 49ers beat the Rams.
Listen, completely.
And it was a close game, but it was not a close game. If you watched, the 49ers handed it to them.
That is true. Let me just say, though, I think this is disrespectful to Sean McVay right here. He is one of the best coaches in the league right now, easily. And I think he's the sole reason that the Rams are – I'm not saying Super Bowl contenders. They're going to make the playoffs. They're a playoff team, and I think they're dangerous. I will give their defense credit. And I agree with Jack. You can't help their schedule. They've looked good with what they've done, all right? They lost 2 close games to the Bills, all right? The Bills and the Niners. So I think the Rams are –
2 good teams they played. The 2 good teams they played, they lost.
And the Bears. All right, people are saying –
No, I like the Bears.
Yeah.
I think the Bears win is a little better than some people may think. But that being said, I didn't think they looked that good last night. I think their defense looked good. Offensively, I didn't think they looked good. I think they kind of had to run like a gimmicky they kind of just sped it up to beat the Bears.
What the hell kind of analysis is that?
On teams like the Chiefs, Seahawks, Packers, Bucs, where maybe your defense isn't going to slow down their offense that much and you have to put up a lot of points. I just don't see how this offense is going to put up a lot of points.
Sean McVay knows how to tailor better than anyone. He knows, or one of the best at least, he knows how to tailor his game plan to the opponent they're playing. And he did it perfectly against the Bears. The quick game, that's what the Rams excel in. And I don't know how you could say they didn't look good. It worked to perfection. The little West Coast offense, you getting the ball out quick, little screens, dink and dunk.
The same play every time. It was like –
it works like that. That little end around they do to Robert Woods.
It worked.
He simplifies the offense for Jared Goff. And
the Bears drove down the field down – what was it? They were down 2 scores. They drove down the field. What happens? Nick Foles, horrible decision. Yeah, interception. But a better quarterback, if you're playing Brady, if you're playing Mahomes, if you're playing Aaron Rodgers and Russ, that's not happening. Yes, they played good defense against Nick Foles and a horrible Bears offensive line. But in a game where their defense isn't going to be able to slow down an offense like a high-powered offense, and it's a shootout,
about the Bears. You talk about their horrible offensive line, their horrible Nick Foles, and nothing seems to be good. How come you're so high on them?
No, I was wrong about the Bears. I will admit that. I thought Nick Foles would play better. I thought they looked better. They played bad last night. But in no way, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Rams went out and won that game. I think the Bears just played horrible. And I think the punter actually deserves a lot of credit because the Bears had to play from inside the 10-yard line every possession. It was like they never had good field position, and then they would punt the ball back to the 40 to the Rams, and the Rams would get it at the 50-yard line. So
well, then if Johnny Hecker could lead them to the Super Bowl, then the Rams must be really freaking good.
I don't think he's going to, though. I could see them losing to the Cardinals and to the Seahawks and to the 49ers again. They're in a tough division. It's going to be tough.
Honestly, I think they could split with all of those teams. Like I think this division is so even at this point, and I think we'll get to the Cardinals game in a little bit, but I think that proves it. This division, I'm not gonna honestly, any of these teams could win it. I still think the Seahawks will, but the Rams are definitely in contention for it. I mean, they've looked very good.
All within a game, but the 49ers, I commented it on NFL Memes Instagram. They are Super Bowl contenders. They are. And if anybody disagrees with me, let me know. They made the Super Bowl last year. They have a lot of injuries, and they're going out, and they gave Belichick his worst loss in Foxborough in his history. They are looking good. They went out and beat your Rams. They went out and beat the Patriots. They're getting healthy, and they're scary. Watch out for the 49ers.
I need one more game from the 49ers for me to say what you're saying. It's too soon.
They have a very tough schedule, but they've also
been beat up by injury too in the backfield. I mean, they just lost Jeff Wilson as well on Sunday.
But it's like you can stick me back there and I'd rush for 100 yards. The way that they fucking pound the ball. I mean, their offensive line, the way they run the ball is outstanding. Like plug anybody in there. Jeff Wilson, Tevin Coleman, Jerick McKinnon, Mostert. They all use check. They all do great back there.
What it's going to come down to for the 49ers.
Great job down there.
Listen, I know the 49ers made the Super Bowl last year with Jimmy Garoppolo. He choked in the playoffs last year. He played very poorly. I don't care what they relied on the run game. It got them there, and it won't get them there again though. It will not get them there again. And Jimmy is playing worse than he did last year. Last year was a solid season.
He was hurt.
Yeah,
and
I
then
understand.
he back against the Dolphins, and he got benched for that bad game. But let's be honest, he was hurt. He wasn't right. And he's come back, and he's played two really, really good games against one man.
Garoppolo definitely has the ability to play in big games.
He does. And they've been there.
I disagree with that, actually. I mean, I think he can play to a certain extent.
He killed Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers last year.
That's a matchup thing. I think they will always own the Packers. They match up perfectly with the Packers. But a team like the Chiefs is a great example. He played, pretty well the whole game. He can't finish a game out like that, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I think he keeps on proving that over and over again.
Yes and no. I mean, the 49ers lose when he's not there, and they win when he is. I mean, he tore his ACL, and they went 3-13. Mm-hmm. Comes back, they make the Super Bowl. He loses a bunch of games. The only two teams they beat, he misses a bunch of games this year. The only two teams they beat are the Jets and the Giants. He comes back hurt, so I'm not going to count that game against the Dolphins. He comes back healthy. They win their next two games. I mean, you can say that it's just a matchup and a system thing, but they lose when he's not there.
I mean, yes, that's true, and I agree with you with that. He doesn't he is a perfect fit for their system, but I also don't think he's a guy who can legit take them all the way and actually finish it. I can't see it. I don't think he's done anything to change. I think, in fact, like I said, I think he's gotten worse since last year, and I think that's going to be a big problem for them. Like, the passing game is not that strong.
The team is also not to the caliber that they were last year. So he's playing with less weapons.
And he's only been healthy for 2 games, really. And he's 2-0. I mean,
I do agree we need to see more from him because there isn't a big enough sample size here.
And I agree he's not going to go and be a Mahomes guy and sling it 60 yards.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be.
I think him and Jared Goff are very similar, in my opinion.
Throw it out wide to Ayuk and Debo and let them run after the catch, and he can run the ball. And it's like all you need to do. I think the 49ers are dangerous.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we are definitely going to see what they're made of this weekend as they take on the Seahawks in Seattle. So that's obviously a big game for them. The Rams playing Tua for the first time making his NFL debut against them in Miami, and then the Bears taking on the Saints as well in Week 8 as we move on.
No,
Here in the
hold on.
box score.
One last thing about the Bears.
Yeah.
Say what you want about the Saints, but I'm rolling with the Bears again this week.
Oh, my
We'll
gosh.
get into that later. We'll get into that later with the
Oh
Pistons.
my God.
Wait, I just want to say I think the Bears.
You are blinded by the Saints' name.
You're just blinded by all bad teams. You're on crack.
The Saints barely beat the Panthers.
I don't care. The Panthers aren't bad.
Panthers are a pretty solid
They
team.
barely beat the Lions. They are not that good.
First of all,
aren't bad, my friend.
all right, the Bears.
The last 3 years, Jack, you have been had a boner for Drew Brees and Sean Payton.
Why wouldn't I?
You stop.
Listen,
And I don't care if it's Trubisky or Foles or anybody. They're going to go out there and they're going to beat the Saints.
all right, but I want to hear this from you, Aidan, before we move on.
Yes.
Do you think the Bears are making the playoffs this year?
Yes, I do. I do because they already have 5 wins. They already have 5 wins.
Who from the NFC West is missing? Like one team has to miss at least.
It's going to be the Rams or the Cardinals.
The Cardinals are not missing.
I could see the Cardinals missing because they're still very. Like I know they just.
Defense, yes, but the offense has played very well.
It's
Cardinals-
going to be those teams. 49ers are making it and the Seahawks are making it. I think what's going to happen is they're going to end up beating themselves to the point where one of them's out.
The thing is, the Bears have a tough schedule. I think the Bears could finish 8-8. I think that's the type of team they are. They don't have a quarterback.
Easily.
If the Bears beat the Saints this week, they play the Vikings twice. And let's be honest, the Vikings are brutal and they're in rebuilding. They're
They
trading.
will at least split with the Vikings.
What?
The Vikings have a much high-powered offense than the Bears do. The Bears can
Why would-
easily lose twice.
What? Just because I love Dalvin more than the next guy. But what has shown you that they have a high-powered offense this year?
I said much high-powered.
But I think they're equal. The Vikings haven't done anything.
Yeah, all right. The Vikings have more talent on offense.
Yeah,
I think by far, but like they are horrible. So
they're horrible.
No, I'm not saying they're a good team, but they have much more of an ability to put up points than the Bears do.
Because they're always losing. They're always losing. So it's like
Even when the Bears are losing, they only get 10 points like they did last night.
they played bad last night.
I mean, let's be honest. Honestly, people hate on Trubisky. He's better than Nick Foles. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, at least he gives them some semblance of juice. Like
Yeah.
he can run it a little bit. He can throw it farther than Foles. Like at least he gives them some spunk. I don't know.
Like, he misses the simple throws, but people don't realize he actually makes like a decent amount of off balance, across the field throws. He has that talent. Foles does not bring that to the table at all. Like
Foles
It's hard.
Foles is a great backup quarterback.
yeah,
It's hard
exactly.
because when Matt Nagy makes a decision to pull one of them, it's just the same result.
Well,
Like,
I'm
you
sorry.
don't know who to play.
I think Matt Nagy needs to stop calling the plays because 4th and 1, you're chucking it outside to a kick returner. What is he gonna do? I'm sorry, Cordero Patterson, but he's a kick returner. Just try to pound it and get a yard. Be a man. Like, come on. Allen Robinson barely, as good as the Rams, Allen Robinson barely touched the ball. Get him into some sort of slant or anything. Get him the damn ball.
Well, yeah. Well, obviously we're off to a great start here in week 2. We're going to move forward to the AFC and the Patriots losing 3 straight games for the first time in 18 seasons. That is just unbelievable to think about. Cam Newton really bad on Sunday against the Niners, throwing 3 picks and then getting benched. Guys, what do we think is going on in New England right now?
I just want to say, first of all, for everyone who was saying Cam Newton gonna come in there, I heard people saying Cam Newton is gonna come in, gonna go win MVP. Hot take. Are you kidding me? Like, have we forgot who Cam Newton is?
I agree.
I mean,
He's an MVP that made it to a Super Bowl.
yeah, but who he is now. We're living in the past. Cam Newton has regressed every single year since then. He can't throw the ball. He cannot pass the ball.
I will
He's
say,
running back at quarterback. People make jokes about Lamar. Cam Newton legit cannot complete simple passes. He can't even make simple reads
He's
of it.
Lamar, but that's besides the point.
I went into the season saying exactly what you're saying, Remo. I didn't believe in him in the slightest. Then we had those first 2 weeks. he looks phenomenal. I was like, wow, maybe I was wrong. And then he gets COVID, comes back, and then he looks like old Cam. I don't know what to expect from this guy. I mean, does he fucking suck? Is he? I don't know.
I feel like there has to be some lingering issue from COVID. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I don't want to blame that, Aidan. Come on.
He was playing so well.
He had like a runny nose probably, and now all of a sudden.
Hey, I mean, look at the Jaguars. Raquel Armstead. He's in the hospital for twice.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other. Look at all the Titans players that got it. They're not lingering any.
But it doesn't make any sense. He was so good against the Seahawks. He was so good.
But that's because that's how the Seahawks defense will make you look.
But the Broncos defense isn't that good.
They're better than the Seahawks defense. Like they have a good run support.
The Raiders, like he has a quality win against the Raiders. Who did they beat week 1? The Dolphins, looking like a pretty quality win.
Dolphins did not look good week 1, I'll say, but
yes, but they're a good team. They almost beat the Seahawks. I think if Cam was playing, they would have beat the Chiefs. Like, I don't understand what's happened this last time.
No.
I'll tell you what I think happened with Cam. I think, you always see him pregame. He's always dancing. He's always doing this stupid shit. I think he's a cocky bastard. He had those first 2 good weeks. Then he gets all high on himself, Cam. He's doing Superman. He thinks he's Superman again. Then he comes back.
He's not Superman. He's not that good of a quarterback. He's not even playing like a starting caliber quarterback. I can't believe people thought he was going to win MVP. I can't believe it. Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, after the first 2-3 games, you could have said that after the first 2 games.
I mean, the Seahawks will make anybody look like that. Kirk Cousins looked like a beast out there against the Seahawks.
No, he didn't. They ran the ball a little bit.
I will say though,
game against that.
Regarding the Patriots, they should be in panic mode now, but I think better days are to come.
With Cam?
Yeah, with the whole situation, I think it's better days to come throughout the season because Bill Belichick, he's not going to let this continue. You know how mad he is right now?
Can we talk about Connor? Can we talk about that?
Belichick? Yeah. We're actually going to get into what we think Brady would be bringing to this Pats team right now, and I think it'd be a whole heck of a lot. I mean, he's moved himself into the MVP conversation right now, so I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that.
I'm just going to start. Everyone said last year Brady was washed. Brady took this horrible team to 12 wins and threw for 4,000 yards.
Hold on. You saying he took this team looked completely different last season.
Because they had Brady. That's what Brady does.
I wouldn't – wait, you're talking about the Bucs as a horrible team?
No, we also did have a really good defense last year.
They went 12-4 last year with the exact same roster.
Oh, you're talking about the Patriots. Okay, yeah. No.
Yeah, yards. He kept it. Yeah, he didn't look great, but because he didn't have any weapons, Brady wins. That's what Brady does. He wins.
I don't know. He could look like a Cam right now if he was on the Pats.
What?
He could look like Cam right now if he was on the Pats.
Well, he would look a whole lot worse, but the Patriots would also not be 2-4 with Brady.
You're telling me Brady would look worse than Cam?
No, he would look a whole lot worse than he does, obviously. He would. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But he'd look a hell of a lot better than Cam and Stidham.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They would not be 2-4.
I think they would have beat if he. Let's look at it this way. So let's say no COVID happened. I think they beat the Chiefs because Belichick has Mahomes' number. I think
it's honestly a possibility.
I think they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Broncos. 49ers are playing really well.
I think they would have beaten the Seahawks. I really
think they would have beat the Seahawks too, actually.
I actually do think they would have still lost to the Chiefs.
No, I think they would have lost that game.
They'd be 4-2, I think, with Brady right now.
I agree. And
because what Cam did against that Seahawks game, he did everything he needed to do besides run that last play in. I don't think Brady would have matched.
Well, yeah, sure. We don't even need to go into game by game, but I think they'd have 4 wins, regardless of whatever 4 they are. Mm-hmm. And regarding Belichick and Brady, Belichick's a great coach. But thank God Brady is doing this because he is not a damn system quarterback. And he is fucking proving that to everybody. He is going out there and he has put himself in the MVP race, and the Bucs should be the Super Bowl favorite out of the NFC. You can say the Seahawks, but their defense is ass. The Bucs should be the Super Bowl favorite. Tom Brady is slinging that ball around. What happens against the Bears? Offensive line, 10 penalties? Tom rips into them. They come out next game, 0 penalties. Tom wins. Tom is a leader, and that is exactly what Tom is doing. with Jameis last year, they won 7 games. They've already won 5. Brady still got it.
And he's got Antonio Brown coming in.
And he's got Antonio Brown on the way. Because
Antonio Brown could ruin this whole parade.
no, but
He
Bruce
could.
Arians, they don't need him. That's the thing. They have nothing to lose with Antonio Brown. If he comes in and he's a bitch, get out of here. You're cut.
Arians did say that already, that if he screws around and he's not a team player, that they're getting rid of him.
Arians, yeah, exactly. They don't need him. It's not like they need last year. The Patriots needed him. Like they had nobody. I mean, N'Keal Harry can't even fucking run a route.
I'm so disappointed in him. That
He is trash. He is trash. And so Brady is just proving Belichick's still a great coach, but Brady is showing that he can do it without Belichick. And
I mean, it does help. Like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and say, Brady isn't doing very good things right now. He has obviously great weapons around him, but I give Brady credit because he uses them. He's using them very well, and I think bringing
Scotty Miller, who the hell is that? Look at
Oh,
that.
come on. He has Mike Evans, and I know Chris Godwin's been injured, but he has Mike Evans.
Mike
and Chris
Evans has been hobbled.
And Gronk.
Gronk is
And
old.
Gronk is, he's starting to pick it up. I think that's
Stop bashing Gronk. Gronk is
bashing Gronk.
good. He's great. He's not good. He's great.
He's not great. He's not great. He's good.
He's a top 5 tight end in this league right now.
Oh, come on.
Easily.
I don't know about that.
He's the
But
top
he-
5
what
tight
the
end.
hell are you talking about?
He's the top 5 tight end because he has Brady. Not because
Name 5 better than him.
Not because
Name
of his
5 better.
What?
Name 5 better.
Waller, Kelsey.
Kittle.
What?
Kittle.
Waller, Kelsey, Kittle, Mark Andrews, Hunter Henry.
There's a lot. Noah Fant.
Noah
Henry.
Fant. All these guys have more skill than Gronk.
Noah Fant, what has he done? He's the shit.
He's so much better than Gronk.
He had 2 great games and he got hurt.
Tanyan.
Gronk has had 2 good games.
Scrubs.
Gronk had 2 good games.
Yeah, because he's
That's
back.
true.
He learned the offense. He was off for a year. He is back to prime
No,
form.
it's because Brady's playing better and Brady's learning the offense. Gronk.
Johnny Smith is better. Johnny Smith
Yeah,
is
Johnny
better.
Smith, there's another one.
He is, Jack.
Eric Ebron, for Christ's sake.
I mean,
Honestly.
So I guess I'm on a podcast with a bunch of jokers, I guess.
no, it's just facts. I mean, this is
It is facts.
Remember when Gronk goes out there
What's
next
his
week?
name? The guy, Mo Alley Cox.
all right.
Better.
Mo Alley.
Gronk is good at running routes.
You
and
didn't even
In the
name
red
like
zone. He's great in the red zone.
Gronk is still better than the person I'm going to name, but you didn't even name Ertz.
Well, yeah, it's,
Ertz has just been a
He's
complete.
playing horrible this year.
He's
Yeah,
been.
he's hurt and he's not getting any targets.
I mean, Dallas Goddard's better than Gronk too. I mean, let's be honest.
Move on, Connor. I can't listen anymore.
I would love to sit here and just talk about tight ends all day, but we don't have the time. But, we're going to go to Seahawks Cards, the game of the year so far, Sunday Night Football. It was just unbelievable. And, I mean, the play of the night is not any of the touchdowns, any of the late interceptions. DK Metcalf is an animal. Did we see him running down the field, guys? I mean, oh, my God.
It's a great play, but it's all moot because they lost. If they had won and
It's
that
not
would
moot. I mean, we're going to remember that forever. It's not moot.
yeah, but at the end of the day, they lost the game. So
I know that. Doesn't take away from what he did.
But, I've just really watched.
We're talking about Tyler Lockett right now because they lost. Tyler Lockett had an outstanding game, but they lost, so who cares?
Yeah, we're just
I
talking
wouldn't-
about a great play he made.
Yeah, it was a great play, but who cares? They lost.
Tyler Lockett.
Why are you such a fucking asshole? It was a great motherfucking play.
I said that. It was a great play.
Don't act like it's moot. It means nothing. It does mean something. It shows what kind of man DK Metcalf
No,
is.
I love DK. DK's the man, and I love his hair. And I know you have some thoughts about that, but
He
that's
looks
besides the
fucking
point.
stupid. But
But I think we're letting this overshadow what Buda Baker's doing. Nobody talks about
Right.
Buda Baker.
I think he's the best safety in the league. Other than Minka, maybe.
He's the highest. He's not better than Minka, but he's the
if
highest.
Jamal was playing, I would go Jamal Adams.
Yeah, that too. But he is the highest paid safety, and he's proving it. He makes every tackle for that defense, legit. He's gonna be one of the top leaders in tackles, and he's a safety. Usually, it's all linebackers, and now he's starting to get interceptions.
He's really starting to come along. Got his first interception.
Yeah, they're finally starting. They barely use him, which is
They got some playmakers in that.
They really do. They have good linebackers.
Patrick
Devontae Campbell,
Metcalf. He's old, but he's still doing it.
but Devontae Campbell and Jordan Hicks are 2 good linebackers, and I think Isaiah Simmons is really starting to come into his own. So they have.
Simmons had a big pick in the overtime.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that pick?
Absolutely.
Mr. Russell Wilson. I'm not gonna lie, he's been great. As soon as they got the coin toss, I said to myself, game over.
Same with
And it was over on that Metcalf touchdown that got called
Well, no, because then they got. I think that was the
back.
second.
Or was that the second possession?
I think that was the second. So then I
Second.
might be wrong. I think it was the second one. So the first one, okay, got sacked. Huh, okay. Oh, shocking. Then was that the missed field goal, the game winner?
Yeah,
Oh.
I was so pissed.
You can't give Russ 2 chances. The man is unstoppable. Interception. He lost the game.
Personally, I don't think David Moore held. It should have been a
No,
touchdown.
he did.
That
No,
was a holding and a half.
it was not.
Maybe I don't want to believe it, but
I got DK in fantasy, and I wasn't even upset by that play because I knew it was a play.
He scored because he held. Like,
Yeah, 'cause I agree.
I mean,
Russ can't do that. He can't. And I know the defense isn't that good. But we know that. We know that. We know
they're horrible.
they're bad. We know that. So Russ needs to be Russ. And he just wasn't Russ. He threw a Wentz like interception in the second half, which really didn't cost him anything because they got the ball right back, but I don't know what the hell that was. He didn't look that he threw some nice passes, but he didn't look that great. He didn't. And let's be honest. He didn't play that well against the Dolphins. He played really bad in the first half against the Vikings. And I get he's
it
asking.
sounds like you're expecting him to throw 2 touchdowns a half. Like, he can have a bad half if he wants, then go out there and win the game.
Well, he won the game because stupid Mike Zimmer call. Let's be honest. I don't know if that would have happened if everything would have been different if they kicked the field goal. But
I
yeah,
actually liked the call at the time, but they didn't execute. You know.
I didn't like the call. I mean, you
That
play.
was-
Make them get the. We don't even need to talk about that. The Vikings are terrible. I just think Russ lost him the game in prime time. It was a great game, but Russ lost him the game in prime time.
I just don't like, we always talk about Russ. Someone needs to step up. I know Tyler Lockett had 3 touchdowns. I don't care. It's always Russ. It's always on Russ's shoulders.
Well,
He should always have to work so hard.
the receivers can't do it without Russ. So, I mean, DK and Lockett, they rely on Russell Wilson.
I want him to be like Jimmy Garoppolo. Just let him be the manager, and let's let Russ light up. But at the same time, we don't need him to go out there and win every single game. Have the defense make a stop.
That's what he won his first Super Bowl kind of like that. He had a great defense, and because he was on a rookie contract and they didn't have to pay him a lot of money, so they went out and they paid all their big defensive players, and they wanted him Super Bowl, and they could have won 2. But now Russ gets the big bucks, or a decent amount of big bucks. Bobby Wagner's getting old. Jamal's hurt. And I can't even name any of their cornerbacks because they don't have any good ones. I agree. Their defense may cost them a chance at the Super Bowl.
I would actually completely agree with that. And I've been saying this ever since the Patriots game. And this is it's we've seen in the past, defense, not to sound repetitive, but defense wins championships, and the Seahawks don't have that. They have one of the worst defenses in the league, like you were saying. The secondary is non-existent. I don't care if Jamal Adams is playing or not. He can't cover. He has never been able to cover. He can't cover. He makes the defense better. He makes the secondary look better, but it's a huge problem for the Seahawks, and I agree that it's going to cost them big time.
So moving on from possibly the best team in the NFC to really the best team in football right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remo, I'm going to start with you. They've been great so far. What do you have to say about them?
Well, just to clear it up, Aidan looks a little bit confused right now.
Yes, I did say that they're the best team in football because they are right now.
Connor, they're not the best team.
I don't know.
You have the best record. That is a great observation. I just want to say, who would have thought the Pittsburgh Steelers would be 6-0? I probably could have asked, a bunch of people before the season, what do you think the Steelers' record will be after 6 games? They'll probably be like 3-3 or something like that. Nobody had faith in the Steelers, okay? I had faith in the Steelers. I went out and bought a Minkah Fitzpatrick jersey. I have so much faith.
You didn't buy it because you thought they were going to be good. You bought it because you're a damn Steelers fan.
I am a Steelers fan, but I also have logic here, okay? The Steelers are proving obviously that they're legit right now. Everyone can say, "Oh, they didn't play anybody," but the excuses keep piling up. Look what they did
this week, Remo, because they barely won. They lost. They lost that game. They got lucky. Gostkowski's lost his clutch gene because they lost that game. Let's see what they do against Lamar.
Okay, I agree. Let's see what they do against Lamar.
Well,
They barely beat the Titans. And the Titans played 3 games in 13 goddamn days.
They won.
I don't want excuses anymore. Everyone makes excuses.
3
Jack,
games in 13 days.
shut up for a second, Jack. What I have to say
I'm defending you, you fucking prick.
before you go, the Steelers' defense easily the best in the league. I don't think you can dispute that.
No, the Bucs. The Bucs defense.
No, they are not. No, they are good. They're probably the second best. Okay.
Oh, do you see what they did to your man Aaron Rodgers?
It's not my man.
The Steelers defense. Let's see what they do against Lamar. And even at that, the Chiefs shut down Lamar. The Bucs shut down Aaron Rodgers. They basically stopped a team in the Raiders that shit all over the Chiefs. Like, you can't tell me the Bucs defense is the best in the league, but proceed. I'm sorry.
They're not the best in the league because they have a very good pass rush. But come on, you can't say that their pass rush is better than T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree. Have you been watching what they're doing? Nobody can even slow them down. I can't wait because last year when they played the Ravens, when they had shitty Devin Hodges at quarterback, they almost beat the Ravens, and that's because they made Lamar throw 3 interceptions. Everyone forgets about that. I think they're going to do very well against Lamar. I mean, force him to pass, and you see who Lamar really is.
Trust me, I hate Lamar as much as the next guy, but I hope he shits all over your Steelers because they're not going to do good come playoff time. I'm just going to
see that.
You can't tell me they're better than
they're actually one of the best playoff teams.
You can't tell me they're better than the Chiefs.
I'm not. No, they are not. They are not better than the Chiefs.
Well, okay, fine. I'll put them at number 2 or 3.
I think that they're probably 3rd right now. I'd say, but
I'm taking the Chiefs, the Bucs.
Their Bucs are not better than the Steelers. Okay, I don't know how you
want a playoff team. You give
Tom
me.
Tom Brady has proven he is way. I'm sorry, my hair looks disgusting. Sorry, guys, but Tom Brady's way better than fucking Roethlisberger.
Don't disrespect Ben here.
Roethlisberger doesn't have to play like Brady is because you go to the playoffs. Who do you want? You want that amazing defense in the Steelers, and then you got the old veteran in.
That throws a hell of a lot of interceptions and almost loses them the game.
Listen. All right, he had one bad game. This is what I hate. He had 11 touchdowns.
He hasn't played anybody other than a good team.
My God, the Browns are a good team, and he showed it against. He has shown it in every game so far. All right,
the Browns aren't a good team. Just because they have a good record doesn't mean they're a good team.
So how are the Bears a good team? How are the Bears a good team?
Yes, and the Falcons. How are the Bears and Falcons a good team, Aiden?
I never said the Falcons are a good team. I like the Falcons. I don't think they're good. And they're really close to winning a lot of games. So they're right there. But the Bears beat the Bucs.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no chance. I hate doing this matchups thing and all. The Steelers play the Bears. They would destroy the Bears. Like, I don't know how the Bucs lost to the Bears.
Well, I agree. I think the Steelers are better than the Bears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Steelers wouldn't let that happen. I personally think the Steelers, there's a good chance. Like, this is going to be a great game this weekend, all right?
I'm sorry.
The Ravens have a great chance of winning.
Why are we letting you talk about the Steelers when you have a Steelers flag, Steelers fucking sheets, and a Steelers pillow? How is
he not spitting straight facts?
Grow up, kid.
I mean, it's biased.
It's not. No, but is it really biased when they have proven?
No, it's facts. It's 100% factual.
I don't think they're winning the division still. I never said that they're winning the division. A lot of Steelers fans would say that. A lot of people who aren't Steelers fans.
Oh, they're winning the division.
They're winning. They're going to come very close. It's going to be a great race.
No, it's going to be not even close. Ravens are going to have a losing record.
Over.
No need to be that blatant with it. Come on, Jack.
I know. They won't have a losing record, but they will win this division.
I hope so as a Steelers fan. But, and they really have a great chance of doing. But all I have to say, for everyone who hates in the Steelers, they've proven it every week so far. And I guarantee if they do lose this week, everyone will be like, oh, they're not for real. I mean, come on. It's the Ravens. The Ravens are easily the second or third best team in the league. So this is –
They're not the second or third best, but –
Yes, they are. They lost to the best team. So that's the Ravens' only loss right now. So I don't know how you could I don't know how you could.
Who are your top 5 teams, Remo?
You'll have to wait till my power rankings come
No,
out.
I want to hear them now. I want to hear your top 5 teams right now.
In order? Like I don't you're really putting me on the spot here. All right.
5.
Chiefs, I think, are the best team.
Okay.
Then I legit think the Ravens are second best, okay? Steelers are third best. Seahawks are fourth still. Fifth, it's kind of up for grabs right now.
The fuck are the Bucs?
The Bucs are probably fifth. I don't know. Put them fifth.
How are the
How?
ahead of the Bucs?
Yeah,
Notice how
can't
all
say-
those teams I named have 1 loss or less. The Bucs have 2 losses.
Who cares about the numbers?
Oh, the numbers matter. You know, for someone who hates
I think the 49ers would beat the Ravens.
Ugh.
You're both too lopsided on the scale because the 49ers wouldn't beat the Ravens, and you're putting the Ravens way too high.
Lamar can't beat good teams. Lamar continues to lose against every good team he plays against.
Wait,
I agree.
wait. Just hear me out. Please shut off. Please shut off the phone.
Yeah, I know. It's my bad.
Who's
Aiden,
calling you?
Aiden, you hate the Saints, okay?
Jacob?
The Saints beat the Bucs.
Yeah.
The Saints beat.
In week one, they had no. It's a whole new system. That game shouldn't be moot. That game shouldn't count. It counts in the record, but for your standings, for your best team in the league, the Bucs are a totally different team right now.
They're playing better, but the thing is with the Bucs, they have shown a few times, I'd say at least 3 times this season, that they play sloppy football at times. And the last 2 games they've looked good, but I don't trust that until they prove consistently that they could play at that level.
What about the Ravens? The Ravens continually show whenever they get into a big game against a good team that they fuck it up. So how are they the second best team in the league?
Well, what the hell have the Bucs done? I mean, come on.
They beat Packers. They beat the Raiders, who beat the Chiefs. I mean, they're
All
fine.
right, I understand that. I understand that the Bucs have looked good. They're not a better team than.
Listen, enough of this. Listen, maybe come playoff time, I don't know what the Bucs are going to be, but right now, for sure, not debatable.
Thank
the
you.
Bucs are a better team.
Not much,
than
but
the
thank you.
Ravens.
I don't.
Not even a question. It's not even a question.
I think you're a little bit too high on the Bucs right now. Like on paper, yes, great. Very.
You're way too high on the Ravens too, my man.
I hate the Ravens. Okay, I'm just admitting.
You're right. Move on, Connor. This is
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yes, I will. All right. So we go from the best teams to the worst teams. We have to talk about the NFC East. We got another beauty coming up next Sunday night, Eagles and Cowboys. We got to talk about Carson Wentz because he did have a nice game against the Giants, another division team. I know that the Giants aren't any good, but I know that Aidan and Remo have different opinions on Carson Wentz. And Aidan, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, man. This kid. Can I go?
Yeah.
Wentz is good. He has nobody. He had nobody last year. He has nobody now. He is a good quarterback. I don't have anything else to say. I want to hear what Remo has to say first. That's my opinion. You can delve deeper into the stats. Yes. Actually, hold on. He throws some bad interceptions, but you're a Steelers fan. That's Roethlisberger for you. That's what Roethlisberger.
Are we really comparing Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz, 10 touchdowns, 10 picks right now, phenomenal football. Ben,
Phenomenal. I never said phenomenal.
all right, Ben, I think around 13 touchdowns, 4 picks. So Ben has actually played better.
Ben's career, he throws a lot of interceptions, but he's still a great quarterback, right? He
Yeah, but
throws
he
a lot of.
backs it up with other good play.
Yeah,
which Carson doesn't.
I've never seen Carson Wentz step up in a big game in his 4 or 5 year career. Now,
Hey, what you want about the Giants? But Thursday was a big game for the Eagles. They needed that win,
every game in that division is a big game.
and he stepped up. Did he not?
The Giants, I mean,
That's
come
a
on.
big game.
I mean, the Giants did play well in that game until like the
Throwing
late fourth quarter.
he's throwing to guys that were janitors last year. They're nobodies he's throwing to.
Like, listen,
Fulgham.
Thank you.
you are the excuse king right now. That's what I'm saying.
It's not an excuse. He played great. He won the game.
I don't care that he played
You
with
can't
Janet.
blame it on
Doesn't
his
matter.
supporting cast. Like,
That's
you
what
can say
everybody.
that for so many quarterbacks. You can say that for so many quarterbacks.
But he's playing. He's not playing bad.
Yes, he is.
Your second best. He almost beat your second best team in the league with janitors.
Yeah. But what happened in the most important play of the game, the 2-point conversion? He couldn't even get it out of the running back's chest. Like, what are you doing there, Carson Wentz? Again, he choked in a big situation.
He doesn't
choked
have
against the
anyone,
Steelers,
bro.
too. When they were coming back against the Steelers, which they almost did, actually, he choked late in the
He
game.
doesn't give up. He literally puts it all
He
out
doesn't
there.
give up all he
He doesn't
wants,
have any
but-
supporting cast. You talk about Russ needing people and needing people to help him. Get Carson some help, please.
I agree his supporting cast isn't great, but, like,
It's horrible. I think it's the worst in the league.
I wouldn't say the word. Okay, but this is my thing. Dwayne Haskins, okay? Not a good, terrible, But look at his supporting cast. Nobody makes excuses.
He's Terry McLaurin.
He's Terry McLaurin.
Oh yeah, Terry McLaurin, yes, he's good, but then Carson Wentz has had Ertz all year until he got injured.
Team
So-
didn't.
We didn't even
I
win the game.
don't want to hear most people probably can't even name other receivers on the Washington football team. but,
Ertz
like,
didn't want to be out of the field. Ertz needs to be traded.
nobody wants to be out on the field for the Eagles. Like, it seems like.
Miles Sanders has been
Scott
given
does. Boston's fucking Scott does. Travis Fulgham does. All these guys
That's-
stepping up, and Carson's putting it. And Carson put a game-winning touchdown. He put it right where he needed to be. To a 5-6. He threw it to Jack.
That was also just horrendous defense by Peppers on that.
Yeah,
play.
what was I mean,
Good throw too. It was a good throw.
just because you have
That
had
game was
supporting
over
cast.
the moment Evan Ingram dropped that pass.
Please, Giants get rid of Evan Ingram.
I was gonna say is just because you have a bad supporting cast doesn't justify you making decisions that a third-string quarterback would. He's made some of the worst decisions I've seen this year, and one of them was in that Giants game. He's rolling out to the left. You throw it up. There isn't one Eagles receiver in sight. He throws up and gets picked. What is that?
There was a receiver in sight. He was trying to.
Oh, it was
He was trying to throw a jump
10
ball.
yards away, maybe. But
Jump ball. Russell Wilson did the same thing. We're not talking about that.
well, Russell Wilson has at least proven something here. I mean, I agree. All right,
Carson Wentz was having an MVP season until he tore his
No,
ACL.
that's what I was about to say. Carson
3
Wentz,
years ago?
coming into this year, Carson Wentz was one of my highest ranked quarterbacks, okay? But this year he has been absolute garbo, and I don't think
That's not.
yes, he has. He's been one of the worst. He really has. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's playing like his rookie year right now. And he looks very similar to his rookie year if you watch the tape. I mean,
He has nobody. He has nobody.
he had nobody last year. I mean, if you really – and he did great last year. So what's going on? He did. No, he did.
He did okay.
Didn't do great.
27. He had like 27 touchdowns and like 7 picks last year. I mean,
Listen, it doesn't even matter.
That's horde, Remo. That's what you are.
No, I'm not. I am so against that. But like, that's one thing I can say that proves that he was very productive last year. But
The
other
moment
than
he
that,
starts playing
I think
well,
he
he's going
was
to tear another ACL, and it's just going to be the same cycle.
All right.
Well, I hope not. But
Yeah, knock on wood.
I hope it doesn't happen either, but he's injury prone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna go back to the Vikings. Remo, I want to start with you on this. What do you see happening in the future with the Vikings and Kirk Cousins?
well, let me just say, a lot of people were high on the Vikings coming into the season. But like, it was somewhat reasonable. I was not one of those people. Okay, I see the flaws with Kirk Cousins. Okay, he had an all right year last year, but this is what he does. He's so inconsistent. You don't even he doesn't have a true identity, and we see what he is this year now. And I think it's time for them to seriously consider moving on from Kirk Cousins because he is single-handedly preventing them from being a playoff team.
Well, I'm going to have to agree. He's a disgrace. They paid him $68 million to come in there and play like a franchise quarterback. And like it's only going downhill from here. They need to get rid of him personally.
I would disagree personally. I think, look, he almost beat the Seahawks. He played good against the Seahawks. He's serviceable, honestly. I think the defense has not played to what they needed to do. Kirk, he's had a few good games. I don't know. I like Kirk. I just, he's you like that? You like that's what he is. You like that? That's the Kirk I love.
No one likes
I mean,
it.
as we can see, there's really no argument here.
Nobody does like it now.
Captain Kirk, man. Come on.
I mean, the Vikings are a disgrace. The Vikings are legit a disgrace. I mean, come on. People had them winning the division. For
Hey,
real.
it's not over. It's not over. If they beat the Packers this week,
They won't beat the Packers.
No, they good. They could. I think Dalvin's gonna rush with some fury. He's gonna come out rush for like 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, I probably won't play him in fantasy, but he's gonna have a big day. I think Kirk is gonna come out after that bye week with a vengeance. We'll see.
Dude, the thing with Kirk is like he actually has like receivers around him. Like
He does.
I mean, like it's like I see somewhat of the argument for Wentz.
You put Carson Wentz on the Vikings. Woo-hoo.
No, I actually.
He'll be doing better than Kirk. I'll give you that.
I do agree with that. He'd be better than Kirk. I mean, a lot of people would right now.
I think the Vikings would be really good with Carson. Personally, I think Kirk is good though. He's serviceable.
It's time to move on. So I mean, not only from this topic, but just from Kirk Cousins in general.
I agree, and we're gonna move to the NBA for just a segment. Jack, I understand you're pretty high on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, yeah, he's a one-of-a-kind NBA player. Everybody loves LeBron. Everybody says LeBron. He's this
2 weeks in a row. We don't need to hear this LeBron slander, man. Come on.
What, you have something good to say about LeBron? There's nothing good you could possibly have to say.
4 championships, 4 Finals MVP. He's going to be the all-time leading scorer, top 5 rebounds, top 5.
Forget about Giannis. Forget about it. This whole championship this year it's all flawed.
Oh
It doesn't
my
even count. It doesn't even count. The bubble finals that didn't even get any ratings.
It's not LeBron's fault that the pandemic hit.
Yes, it is. I blame LeBron.
Move on.
Yeah. Remo, I'm going to leave with you on this one again. We got to talk some college football for a couple minutes. What do you think of the first week of the Big Ten? The Big Ten's back.
I don't know where Jack just went right now, but
Jack's MIA.
I'm very excited the Big Ten is back. One thing that I was very excited to see this weekend was Penn State once again getting exposed for being pretenders like they are every single year.
Sorry to all you Penn Staters watching the podcast, but it was a touchdown.
I mean, they're so depressed right now. They're definitely not even going to bother watching the podcast. I mean, come on.
Probably not. And they're going to lose again this weekend.
Oh, they're going to
be big 0-2. I hope you guys have a great Halloween losing on game day on Saturday, Penn State. That's all I'm going to say.
I think I'm officially a Penn State hater. And
I am too. Let's go TCNJ. Come on.
I mean, with good reason, because I don't care what anyone says.
Affairs to attend to.
Okay, thank you, Jack. I don't care what anyone says. Indiana deservingly won that game. I don't care. You can post all the Penn State girls, all the Penn State guys.
I don't know if we talked about it.
Whatever. You can
shut up for a second. I'm trying to get my point across here. I don't know. I was out of the room. I don't know if you guys talked about it, but all those fucking stupid broads posting the fucking. What are they doing?
Hey, you know who you are, Haley Plorcio, if you're watching this podcast. All right.
Jordan, we met too.
Jordan, we met. I hope you're watching this, Jordan.
Not just everybody, the guys.
They're all. They piss me off.
I mean, for real. I mean, you can post the picture all you want. The ball is breaking the goal line. That is a 2-point conversion. That is good. I love the call. First of all,
that's what you have to do in that game.
Because they would have lost.
You got a chance to win it. You go and get it.
This is great to see. Penn State. They'll probably still try to say they should make the playoffs with like 2 or 3 losses this year.
I actually want to get your guys' thoughts on Rutgers football. They won a game. It's unbelievable. What do we think? Rutgers football is back.
They are back.
Everyone was making fun of Greg Schiano. Okay, that's the Rutgers new head coach. If you don't know him. He said, "We're back, baby," and guess what? They're back, baby. I mean,
they are back.
But like, enough about Rutgers.
Rich McDonald's on the squad. I mean,
the basketball team is good this year too. They're going to be good.
Yeah, that's true. But now that the Big Ten is back, I think overall this is great for college football because we have Ohio State in the mix. Ohio State looked great. Obviously, Nebraska sucks. Patrick Lynch, I hope you're watching this. Nebraska sucks. Got destroyed by Ohio State. But Ohio State, they look great. Justin Fields going to be a Heisman contender once again. And I think that this weekend once again proved Bama, Clemson, Ohio State. It's between those 3 teams. I don't see any other team in the mix right now.
I'm not a huge college football fan. I'm going to be honest. But it gets annoying.
It does.
Alabama, Ohio State.
Will somebody stop it then? I
No,
mean, they had their chance.
There's nothing against those programs. If I could win every year, I would too. Oh, come on.
It just gets very, very like
That's
repetitive.
what is so great about college basketball. Is there's so much
The
parity.
way the bracket is set up.
Yeah, like it's just every year. It's Clemson or it's Alabama. Like it's so annoying. Jack, do you agree?
I agree, but if we're going to talk about college football, I think Trevor Lawrence, he's got to stay one more year in college.
He really
Did
does.
you see his comments?
What do you say?
They basically asked him like, is he gonna be like entering the draft? And he's like, you know, a lot of things could happen between now
He
and then.
doesn't want to enter. He doesn't want to fucking go.
But the thing is, the Jets are gonna be 0-16 2 years in a row. I mean,
That never happens.
The
I know,
reason,
it was an over exaggeration. Okay.
the reason why they're not firing Adam Gase is because whenever you fire a coach, you get like a win. Like you get amped up and the
Brent
intern
Williams is
comes
that
in
guy.
and he hypes up the guys and they win a game. They don't want to win any games. They want to get Trevor. Like so they're gonna keep Gase for the whole season. And Pac-12 football is coming back soon, right, Remo?
Yes. I think the 2 weekends. From now.
Totally random, but I just thought of this. I got a boy that plays at Stanford. We could get him on.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
perfect.
I played basketball with him, and he's a freshman at Stanford. He plays tight end. He played at Del Barn.
We'll get him on here.
Luke Unger. Luke Unger, if you're watching this, come on. I'll be in contact with you, buddy.
That's great.
I totally forgot about that.
Sounds good to me. I mean, the Pac-12 sucks, but like for him, that's great because like the Pac-12, they never send teams to the playoffs anymore. But you know that it would be great to have him on and all.
It would be great to have him on. I would get. Yeah, I just thought of that. So let's move on from college. But Penn State, I can't wait to see you guys 0-2 on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Trick or treat.
It's just it's a great thing. This is great for college football.
It is great for college football to see Penn State beat.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to move into our final segment of the night with our NFL picks for Week 8. Starting off with tomorrow night's game, Falcons at the Panthers. Aidan, we'll start with you. Who you got?
You know who I'm rolling with? I'm rolling with the Falcons, baby. Give me the Falcons. They're so close. They're so close. Give me the Falcons.
I'm also
well done. So give me the
okay. I'm also gonna actually go with the Falcons for this one. You know, Panthers won the first meeting. It was a close game. Falcons, they do this every year. Okay, start off horrible, and then they turn it on late in the season when it's too late, and that's what they're gonna do this year too. So give me the Falcons.
I like the Panthers are cooking. I do. And I hate this fucking team. I hate them so much.
Come on, just take them. Just take them.
They have the ability to put up points, and I think that they'll come out with the win.
I do agree. I'm going to go with the Falcons at home.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, actually, the Falcons are on the road. My bad.
Uh-oh. It might sway things.
I'm still rolling.
I'm still rolling.
Yeah, moving on to the Sunday games. Vikings at the Packers. Remo.
I mean, Kirk Cousins blows. Packers by a million. I mean, actually, the Vikings could make it somewhat close. Packers are going to win either way, though. I mean, come on. The Vikings are a joke.
Aiden, just shut up. I see what you're cooking.
All right, who's going?
Give me your fucking pick. Prick.
Are you picking or am I picking?
You're picking.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers. They're not slowing down Aaron Rodgers.
You know, I'm taking the Packers too.
I was going to say.
I can't even manufacture something for the Vikings.
I mean, our ratings would probably plummet if you took the Vikings.
I know. I don't want to be that stupid. I already picked the Bears. I'm taking the Bears. We'll get to the Bears.
All right, Rodgers all day. Titans and the Bengals. Jack.
I want Joe Burrow to get one of these big-time wins.
We all did take the Bengals last week and then lost. But
I will say I took the Bengals on the podcast, but I changed it before the game. Me and Connor both did, actually.
really,
We have a little predictions league, you know.
You know what?
they did play well though.
Yeah.
On the show, I predicted the football team to get the win, and they did.
That is true.
Great, Connor, but
Are you picking the Titans, I'm assuming? Because, like, come on.
I'm gonna have to roll with the Titans. Joe Burrow doesn't have the weapons.
Titans are Titans, I think, are just going to dominate them. I mean, who on the Bengals defense is stopping Derrick Henry? I mean, come on. It's going to be.
agree. And I think Joe Burrow does have the weapons, actually. I think if you get him a decent O-line and a good defense, decent O-line, he's got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and old A.J. Green, but Joe Mixon, in a couple of years, they're going to be good. I'm loving what they're doing, but this week I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah.
All right. So he doesn't have any weapons.
He's got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, he has good receivers.
Almost good. I mean,
Tyler Boyd is really good.
he's not really good.
Yes, he is.
The fact that Tyler Boyd is his best weapon should say a lot.
Tyler Boyd's a good receiver.
Tyler
Two
Boyd is a
1,000-yard seasons.
You
Come on.
put Tyler Boyd on any other team, he's third string wide receiver.
No.
No.
Number one on the Giants, the Eagles. Like,
I put Darius Slayton above Tyler Boyd.
no.
I don't know about that.
And did T. Higgins put himself on the map for you? Do you know who he is now?
He's on the map, but
You said you didn't know who he was.
I know T. Higgins. That was for mere excitement. But
Okay, Jack, yeah.
listen, I'm just saying, you bring in a young quarterback, and then you have him throwing to guys like T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Let's get him some real weapons out there.
It has real weapons.
Fault.
The offensive line sucks, but that's it. I mean,
Putting up points.
That's it?
no,
That's it?
no,
So the
that's
Bengals,
it.
they
I
have it
agree.
on all angles. They're Super Bowl contenders.
No, they're not. They're in one of the hardest divisions. They're going to get
Better
destroyed.
defense. Their defense isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, the defense sucks. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
Come on.
I know the defense sucks.
Don't hate on T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, Jack. Come on.
Moving on. Aiden, probably the toughest game of the week. Jets heading into Arrowhead against the Chiefs.
This is tough. And I know the fans probably expect me to take the underdog. No, I'm taking the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs.
I mean, this is just a joke of the game. But
You take
it's,
the Chiefs, Connor.
obviously.
Come on.
Le'Veon Bell going to have a big day.
And this is also a game for Mahomes to throw for 6. I think Mahomes is going to lay it on the Jets because he wants an MVP.
Honestly, they might just establish the run all game. They might rush for
Nah, I think Mahomes wants it.
might each rush for 100.
He'll play good, but not because he wants the MVP. He wants another ring.
But he doesn't need to play. Whatever. Keep going. It doesn't. You're right. We're both.
I mean, yeah, the game sucks. So if you're watching that game,
It's gonna be a brutal
what do you
game.
do with your life?
I agree.
Yeah, you literally have no life if you're watching that game. But interesting matchup here. Colts and Lions in Detroit. Remo.
Colts Lions.
Yes.
It's actually been a close game. The Lions have been playing better football lately, but I'm going to go with the Colts in a close one in this game. Colts have very good run-stopping defense, and they've looked solid so far. And I think if Rivers just can limit the mistakes, Colts should be able to win this one.
I think I took the Lions against my Falcons last week, actually, and I'm taking the Lions again. I like what the Lions are doing. I think Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. He's not great, but he's good, and I think he's been playing well. And I think this is a season where if he continues to play like this, he can start to make some noise and show people that he's still got it. You know, taking the Lions.
I don't think the Lions O-line will be able to hold up against that Indianapolis front. So I'm going to go with the Colts.
I'm going to go with the Colts as well. Remo, big game with the Steelers this week. I'm going to start with Jack. Steelers, Ravens.
I'm going with the Steelers. Win by double digits, baby.
I want Aidan to go first before me.
See, this is a battle of teams I do not like at all. I don't think the Steelers are legit, but I also think this is a really good game, and Lamar does not show up in good games. So it's like it's a pick your poison type of thing. But I'm going with the Ravens just because I want them to win. I don't know who's going to win. It's going to be a good game, but I'm taking I'm rooting for the Ravens, so I'll take the Ravens.
So,
All right, the Steelers. Let's move on.
No. Listen. I want the Steelers, obviously, to win very badly.
Yeah, you gotta be yawning, man. Come on.
No, I think the Ravens are going to win this game, okay? But the Steelers are going to win on Thanksgiving night. That is why. The Ravens win this game. The Steelers get their revenge 2 weeks from now. Thanks. Or
I
whatever.
don't understand why you're so in love with this Baltimore
I
team.
hate the Ravens, okay? But I'm just being honest right now. the Steelers are due to lose a game. I mean, come on, they have been playing so well.
They didn't play well in the second half against Tennessee.
Just because they're due, don't say like, oh, well, they're going to have to lose this one because they're due.
I don't think Lamar's going to do that well at all.
No, he's not. He's going to play like ass, like normal.
I hope so. I think the Ravens win this game. It's going to be a tough one, okay? But,
Actually, I'm changing my pick. I'm taking the Steelers. I think the Steelers' defense is going to shut down Lamar, and the Ravens' defense is somewhat going to shut down Big Ben, but Lamar will play worse than Big Ben, so I'm taking the Steelers.
I agree. I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. The NFL debut for Tua against the Rams, Aidan, Rams and Dolphins.
This is going to be a better game than a lot of people think. I genuinely believe that. I have this weird feel. I'm taking the Dolphins. I have nothing else to say other than I think Tua's going to light it up. I have a weird feeling. I think they should have kept Fitzpatrick in, but I think Tua's going to come out and fucking light it up.
I love Tua. I love Tua so much. I think that I agree this is going to be a really close game. Tua's going to play well, I think. But I have the Rams in this one. The Dolphins are just going to be a little bit outmatched, I think. Aaron Donald is going to give them major problems. I'm not sold on the Dolphins line, which is going to be a problem for Tua. So I have the Rams.
I agree with Aiden. It's going to be a better game than people expect. But Rams are still going to pull it away. The only thing I would say is we don't have film on Tua. We don't know what we're to expect here. But Sean, he's a wizard, so he'll pull it out.
I agree. The Rams over the Dolphins on Sunday. Patriots, Bills in Buffalo. Remo.
A lot of people are, probably going to say Bills by 1,000,000 here, but the Bills haven't proven they can beat the Patriots yet. Okay, and this is a different Patriots team. I know, Aiden. Okay, the Bills looked like Garbo against the 0-7 Jets now last week. I think Bill Belichick gets this team right this week. The Patriots are going to beat the Bills. They're coming back. They're making a comeback.
It's going to come where we just admit the Patriots are bad. When is it going to come?
When Belichick is out the door. I can't accept it yet.
I mean, do you realize that without Brady, Belichick made the playoffs one time with the Browns? Like, he's not.
No, you're right.
Yeah, he had a good season with Matt Castle.
I think Brady conveniently left when the team was at its worst. And I think that they would be in the same exact situation if Brady was there today.
Much better position with Brady, but we already talked about that. Now you know what I think about that. But I'm taking the Bills. I'm one of those guys, Remo. Bills by 1,000,000.
I know it's Jack's turn, but let me just say Josh Allen has not played well once against the Patriots, and I think this continues this game. He's going to struggle a lot.
I think it'll be a rough opening quarter for Cam, but he's going to rally himself, and Pats are going to pull it out.
No, Cam sucks. He sucks. He's still going to win, though.
Yeah. I think that Josh Allen bounces back and the Bills get a big win over the Pats at home. But, Jack, Raiders, Browns. The Browns are now without Odell Beckham Jr. for the rest of the season. Who you got?
Well, with OBJ. Still going with the black hole. They're going to come away with this one.
I'm gonna have to go with the Browns in this one. Despite what people think, the Browns they're a good team and they're gonna make a playoff run this year. This is actually huge because these are two teams competing for those last few wild card spots. So I think the Browns are gonna prove it this game.
I'm rolling with Jack. I'm rolling with the black hole as well.
I'm going with the Raiders as well. First of the 4 o'clock games, Aiden, Chargers, Broncos.
Chargers.
Gonna be close. I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this one. Okay.
Why? What? Why?
The Chargers, they're a weird team like this. They're talented and they have potential, but I honestly they have a lot of troubles closing out. They're very evenly matched teams. They literally have the same record. Yes.
Wow.
They're evenly matched teams. I'm a big Herbert guy.
No, you're not. Because he's going to beat the Broncos. You're not a big Herbert guy.
I am a huge Herbert guy. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. He's much better than Burrow. I don't want to hear it.
Rookie of the Year if he can't even beat the Broncos.
He doesn't deserve to be Rookie of the Year if he can't beat the Denver Broncos.
Fact.
I'm rolling with the Broncos. Okay.
That's an idiotic statement, but Jack, let's hear what you.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos as well.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I go with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Herbert's gonna throw for 4 touchdowns again.
Yeah.
Right. Remo, Saints and Bears.
Oh, can't wait to get to Aidan on this one. But this is actually it will be close. Saints are going to win this one. Now, this is where the Bears start to fall apart. They're going to crumble, and Aiden's going to regret ever saying that they're a playoff team.
Jack, go. You can go first. I got to look something up here.
Jack, you can go.
What team are we on?
The Saints and the Bears.
Get off the damn show, man. Come on.
The longest pick.
This is really long.
Bears. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one. I don't even think it's a discussion.
I don't know why it should be a discussion because the Saints aren't good. They're not that good. Bears. Taking Bears.
I'm going with the Saints. But
Rolling solo with the Bears again. Let's keep it going.
here we go. Possibly the game of the week. 49ers Seahawks. Jack.
I'm going with the Seahawks. Russ isn't gonna let another loss happen again. He's gonna come out and he's gonna go back to week 1 form.
This is going to be –
I'm going with the 49ers strictly because 49ers defense is better than Seahawks defense. So.
Yeah, I think the Niners and Seahawks are going to split this year. This is the best rivalry in football.
Hold on, Remo. I don't like this. You do this. Oh, they're going to split.
Yeah,
So
they're
they're definitely going to win one, and they're definitely going to win one. It's a week-by-week situation here.
They're evenly matched.
Oh, I think they're going to split, so I'm going with the 49ers here and the Seahawks there.
Actually, it was going to be the opposite. I'm going with the Seahawks this week. The Niners win later in the season when it matters more, actually. That's what actually, the same thing that happened last year, so.
It's just, I don't know. I don't like the way you do that, but whatever.
I mean, that's how it works sometimes, okay? And this is going to be a great game. I love watching the Seahawks and Niners duke it out. I mean, come on. This is going to be great. But
they should flex this to Sunday night.
They should.
What's the Sunday night game?
The Sunday night game is the Cowboys and the Eagles. Who would like to take it first?
lovely.
They should change that. I'm taking the Eagles, but they should switch that.
Yeah, the Eagles are gonna destroy them. It's not even gonna be. By the way, Eagles are gonna be playoffs.
Maybe Carson Wentz goes out there and he has a really good game. I don't see it happening, but they're still gonna come out with a win.
I mean, if he doesn't have a good game against the Cowboys, he is atrocious.
JMU some credit here, people. No, I'm kidding. Eagles by a lot.
Shout out my girlfriend. Me and my husband. Yeah.
Last game of the night, Monday night.
Reason to watch because she doesn't watch us.
That's
Bucs against the Giants.
Oh man,
Tough.
Second best team in the league, Bucks. They're taking the win.
not the best team in the league, but they're against one of the worst teams in the league. So Bucks. Why is this a Monday night game?
Come on, don't even smile, Jack.
I want to take the Giants so bad. Remember, Giants, they have a knack on beating the Bucs. Daniel Jones, this is his team.
That's Daniel Jones' only other win in his career besides the Washington wins. This is the only other team he's
Is
beaten.
that true? Really?
That is.
That's not true, is it?
It is.
3 wins against Washington and 1 against Tampa.
What was it last year?
They beat the Redskins twice, or the football team,
And
then the Bucs. And then Eli came in and beat the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, true. Eli. Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's interesting stat line. I'm still.
Before you go, Jack, is Daniel Jones ever gonna he has more picks than touchdowns by a decent amount right now?
Can't blame him for the loss on Thursday. That was all surely Evan Ingram.
I mean, does not gonna matter in this game. He doesn't come up clutch in game-winning drives, but this is gonna be far from.
I'm sick of you saying that. Listen, I'm just gonna give my pick. I'm not getting into a whole nother debate here, but I'm gonna have to take the Bucs. But people, don't be afraid for my gamblers out there. Don't be afraid to put your house on the Giants because it could happen.
I'm going with the Bucs. It's not going to be close. But, guys, that does it for week 2. I think it was a very good.
How long did we go?
I can look at the timer. Let's see. We went over an hour, so we apologize, but we know you love it.
I'm sorry, guys. We just got a lot to say. I'll do the timestamps though, so it'll be easier to click through. I think this was a more exciting episode. Personally.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything specific, debate anything specific. Let us know in the comments if you have any suggestions. Make sure to comment. Give us a little love. You know, come on, we need it. Subscribe, please. Subscribe too.
Yeah.
We're piling up the subscribers, but we need some more. You know.
Yeah, we're also piling up the time, so we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna end real quick, but we're gonna get a big guest on next week. Just be ready. All right.
Special guest.
Yep. All righty, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Peace.